What's going on, Randy? Five sponges in the towel. What's up? Okay, I see you, Randy. Just no, no, you're not too late. Just go ahead and just put send your thing to the super chat. Just
In
you
the
can
building.
what's going on now? Yeah,
Ali.
what's up, man? If you go, Randy, if you go to like down there where you type in your when you type in your comment, it has an S right there. If you click on that S, you can donate right there. And you're gonna have to send your logo. If you have a logo or anything, you want to send that to 1804 Media Group. Let me send you his email addresses. That's it right there. Yeah, man. They pretty clean. What's going on, Sean Brown? I see you. All right, we're gonna have uh, Miranda Mobile Detail, and I think his name is Phil, if I'm not mistaken. Phil, I might be wrong, but it's Miranda Mobile Detailing out of Virginia. Let me go ahead and get him on here right now. Get this thing started. There you go. What's
Hey,
going on, man?
how's it going?
Oh, everything's going good, man. So you catch
Good.
on pretty fast. Other people take them a while to get on here.
Yeah, I've never done this before, but I have everything ready and set here. So, yeah, this looks like it'll be fun.
Okay, so are you on a cell phone?
I'm actually using my iPad. I have it set up right next to my PC.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you can actually, if you turn it over, like turn it over like, like it's a portrait, not portrait mode, landscape mode. If you can, if you can't, it's not a big deal.
yeah,
There you go. There you go.
there we go.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, Sporties, you can turn your screen on, Sporties, if you want to, man.
Yo,
But
I'm
I don't
outside.
know if
I'm
you
outside right now fixing
oh you're outside. Oh, okay,
fixing up
okay,
my
okay.
van, get my van ready.
Okay,
Got a
okay, okay.
spotlight all in the phone. Yeah, how you doing, man? How you doing? How you doing, Miranda?
Hey, doing good.
Yeah. I don't know if you know everybody, Miranda. I stumbled up. I see your videos in my recommended all the time,
Oh, cool.
and I started clicking on them, and I started like watching your videos, and I'm like, wow, this guy got some good videos. I just kept watching and watching and watching. I was like, man, I need to interview this guy. And you're like my fourth interview.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you watch everybody else. I don't know if you like. I just started. I've been on YouTube for about making videos on YouTube for about a little over 2 years, and I used to make my videos and just get off. I didn't watch anything else as far as detailing. I don't know if you're the same way because if you're doing it all day and you're working all day, it's kind of hard to watch someone else videos sometimes. But when I started watching videos, I was just like, wow, there's other people out here that's going through the same thing that I'm going through. Did you
You know,
have that same experience?
you know what? I'm kind of the opposite. I
Oh,
I
okay.
kind of go a little OCD sometimes, and before I started making these videos, I've had the channel for years. And when I started detailing, I was back in '09, maybe like a 6 months, a year into it. I put out a few little videos, but then I really started getting into it this past October. Um, and I how I started doing this is I'm a researcher. I love to do research, and I just soak everything in as much as possible. And so even with making the videos now, I'll still go on YouTube and just kind of soak in everything else that I can get, even if it's things I already know. I like to watch other guys how they, um, basically how they do their services, how they do their detailing, and also now I'm getting into almost like the art of the putting the videos together. Now I'm thinking, all right, now I want different camera angles. I want a second camera. I want this. I want that. I'm starting to go a little bit crazy with it, but it's actually pretty fun. It's enjoyable, and I enjoy watching other videos still.
Right, it pays off, man. I started off with like I started kind of the same way. I was just making my videos, and then I started, try to like put like more content in it. Like mine's is mostly I show some detailing, but uh mine's are not like yours. Yours are more like point of view, and
Mm,
I like it. Like it's it's kind of like we're watching it through your eyes,
yeah.
and I like that, and when I see something that's totally different, because most people they see one person make a video and then everybody kind of makes that same style video, and like when I see something different that stands out, I'm like, wow, but but that's crazy, man. But the I made a video a couple of months back, and I was talking about how I don't watch other YouTubers, and what happens is I'll get a negative comment, or somebody put something negative on there, and I will actually take the time out to go and see who that person is and see if they have a page. And 9 times out of 10 they don't have a page. Sometimes it's like a dummy page, or it's just a page somebody has and it has no videos, no anything. And I actually looked at a video. I actually looked back on some of my old videos, and I was looking at a positive comment, and I ran across Sporty's comment, and he had left a comment like way before I met him.
Ooh,
And I looked at the date. I looked at the date of the video, and I'm like, wow, like he was making videos at that time too. And so had I clicked on his video then, I would have seen his videos. And ever since I've been conversing and going back and forth with Sporties, my detailing game has stepped up a lot, and it would have stepped up a long time ago had I clicked on his name on a positive comment and see who that person was.
Hmm.
So I just started saying, I'm gonna just start checking out other people and see what they got going on, and then me and Sporties just started talking, and I don't know if you know of G Works.
G Works. No, I don't think I do.
Okay. Yeah, but we all started talking, and a whole group of us got on here. I would go live, and a lot of us, maybe some other detailers that you see are maybe on here watching now. And and the thing about it is, you got people from, California, Jersey, New York, Virginia, Texas, like all over. And so, man, I was just like, man, I kind of felt bad because these people had been like supporting my channel, and I've never looked at their channel. Not, it wasn't done intentionally. It was just that's just the way I was at the time.
Hmm.
So we would, like me, G Works and Sporties will talk, and he'll be like, man, what would be cool is if you can go live actually have more than one person to chat or do an interview. And one day I just started doing a little research on it. I thought I had to buy some software, but YouTube made an update where you could do it through your laptop through Google Hangouts and actually interview other people. So I started doing it. Sporties was my first interview. My second one was Eric Jones. My third one was Tolly's.
Yeah.
Out of California, and you're my fourth one. So
that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking for others to interview. I'm always on there looking now to see what other people are doing. But it's a lot of people out there doing great things. Just like when I was watching Sporties, he would that drill brush.
Yep.
He was using that drill brush, and I was like, man, what is that? And you can see it. You can watch the video, and you see it's working because you've dealt with dog hair.
Yep.
And you see it's working, and you like, man. So I sent them a quick message, and that's how me and him started talking. But like I said, a year prior, it may not have been a year, it might have been like maybe 8 months or something like that. But prior to that, he already sent me a comment saying, look, he's been doing it for a long time. He can help me out if I need it. And I just kind of say, hey, thanks for watching. Gave him a blanket comment like, thanks for watching, and didn't pay attention to him. So that's the and
blanket.
It's funny how things happen, man.
Yeah, that is. Well, the reason I watch a lot of those videos too is not to just steal ideas or anything like that. I think as detailers, and really with any service-based business, and speaking as a detailer, I go on there and I want to see how other guys deal with situations. I want to see how they clean certain things and how they deal with certain things. And there's still things that I still have a challenge with, like headliners and cloth seats. They're my nemesis. And I think across the board with all detailers, they probably feel the same way. So I would sometimes feel a little defeated because I would watch these videos that would show before, during, and after. But I think maybe it was because it was a perfect situation with this fabric where it came out looking 100%. Maybe it was the camera doing it. Maybe they edited it after. I don't know. But I'm thinking to myself, when I do these cloth upholstery or headliners and they don't come out right, and I think to myself, like, wait, what's going on? Like, other guys are doing it. How come I can't do it? So I kind of started the channel with the idea of showing more for my customers, really, to show what we can do to your vehicle. And now it's starting to morph into something else. How we do certain things. And now almost like a real world detailing channel where it shows that not everything is going to come out perfectly. Like I have one video out there with the cloth seats in that Ford Fusion, I think it was. Man, we spent so much time on those things. We hit it with everything.
I saw that video.
Yeah, and it was, I had to be honest. I'm like, hey, this is the best I could get it. The customer was happy, but you
wanted to come clean.
I do.
Yeah.
So you got to be realistic, and I
exactly. I always let customers know.
Yep.
Don't have, even in the beginning, you understand certain name brands. Well, not name brands, certain manufacturers like Ford. When it comes to Ford upholstery, they want to make you regret ever getting upholstery ever again. That's how I tell people. Because I let them know, if you attempted to stain yourself the first time, you actually may have embedded it or made it even harder. And I just always let them know, because they think sometimes we come with magic. Yeah. But I let them know, please do not have unrealistic expectations. But then again, it's like your body. If you don't take care of your body, this is the same scenario I give them all the time. If you don't take care of your body, when you do come down with the sickness, you might not come back the same. It's like your car. You destroy your car, when it's time to get it done, it's due to the length of time it's been sick, it'll look better, but it won't be fully recovered.
Exactly. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what I actually put in my acknowledgement form. like I wrote up that 3-page acknowledgement form, and I listed everything that we had experienced over the years, um, from customers to difficult vehicles and cloth and carpets and all that stuff. And I put it in there so that when customers read it, they can, they can have those realistic expectations and not think that it's going to just come out perfectly.
Right. So man, like real quick, could you give us a quick background about yourself, like where you from, your upbringing?
Yeah, sure. Well, I was actually born and raised in Boston, right outside of Boston, Mass. I grew up in Somerville, Massachusetts. And when I was around 12 years old, my whole family moved to Vermont, like right kind of central Vermont, Montpelier, Vermont, which is the state capital there. And I spent the rest of my teenage life there, into adulthood, basically. Met my wife in northern New York, which is just across the border. And we lived up there in Vermont and northern New York for a couple of years. And then we made the decision to move down here in 2009. So in 2009, we moved down here. We got rid of everything. We had owned houses up there and everything, but the economy was so bad. Everything was tanking. So we moved down here with the idea that we would start our own little business, and that's what we did. We just started from scratch. Um, Basically, got everything together on credit cards, and
Wow.
just started begging people to wash their cars. Basically, that's what we did. But up there in Vermont, and I did have some experience with bumper painting. There was a friend of mine who owned a bumper painting company. So I did that for about 2 years, and at least that taught me how to polish paint somewhat. Gave me the background of knowing body work and paint and clear coat and how that works. So I'm glad I had that experience. And then yeah, we just started from scratch when we moved down here, and that's when the research started kicking in, and practicing and getting equipment and learning how everything works, and it just grew from there. So
So, what was your profession before you left and came down here and started doing detailing?
well, it was not really a profession. I was just scrounging for work. um, I did. My wife's parents did have a painting company up in Vermont, and I don't know if you're familiar with the New England area. Some of the big ski mountains up there, like Killington Mountain, was one of the big ski mountains in the Northeast, and her parents had a contract painting a lot of their condos, like interior painting of condos. So we did that for a number of years, and then again the economy just started tanking, and we
Right.
work, and it was literally like every 6 months I was jumping from job to job. Um, I look back and I think, it was a difficult time. Um, and I hated having to jump from job to job to job. But now that I think about it, I did taxes for 2 years for H&R Block. I actually got trained and did taxes. I did like handyman, light construction work for a company for a year. I did this really interesting job. It was a floor measuring job that I did for Home Depot, which was really weird. I got it on Craigslist, and basically I would drive around to people's homes who were going to have carpets or flooring installed, and I would go there with this laptop, touchscreen laptop, and I would using a program that this other company had that Home Depot subcontracted from, and I would measure floors, and I would get
Mhm.
paid $25 or $35 per job. So that was a mobile thing where I would take my own vehicle and drive to people's homes, and I had to make a route for the day and all that. So it was interesting. All those little jobs, like every 6 months or so, all those little jobs combine, and I use all of those little things to this day with this business. I kind of like put them all together, and I use little little bits from each of those jobs that I've had throughout those years. So yeah, it was just jumping around from job to job to job. So when I came down here and we started, we wanted something that was going to be our own, something that we can manage ourselves, and hopefully kind of grow it in time.
Okay, so why mobile detailing? Why did you pick that?
Well, when I moved down here, or when we moved down here, I did want to do the mobile bumper painting because that was really enjoyable. I loved doing it, and that was our original plan. But the more I was doing research into doing that mobile bumper painting, especially with the setup that I had, it was a like a 4x6 or 5x6 trailer that was set up with this basically all the paint tints in there, and a little measuring scale and the air compressor and everything, kind of like um, a little mini paint shop. So I would actually get the paint code from the vehicle, and I would go online to I have a program that I would put the code in, and it would tell me, okay, this many drops of tint or how many ounces of tint, and all these different colors. So I mean, that whole system, when I did research on that, I think it was going to come to like 10 to 15 grand or more for that whole setup. And I just wasn't going to fly. I couldn't do that. So, um, in all of that research, I stumbled across detailing, which was just kind of weird. As I was doing that research, I came across, I think, autogeek.net and a few other, sites that sold detailing equipment and chemicals and stuff like that. I think maybe because I was looking for compounds and polishes, and it kind of led me into that. So I was talking to my wife, and I'm like, hey, maybe if we can't do the bumper painting, maybe we can do this other thing. It's called detailing. I didn't really know what detailing was at that point. So that's when that started. So I wanted to do the mobile bumper painting, didn't work out, too expensive. So stumbled across the detailing aspect, and that's really when my head kind of exploded with all this stuff. It opened up a whole new world. I didn't know what any of it was.
Yeah. So, what city you detailing out of, or what metropolitan area?
Richmond.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Good idea. Because I was detailing shortly in Raleigh and in the Newport, well, like Newport News area.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But man, I mean, man, I'm from Jersey, so going from North Carolina to Virginia, man, those prices. I mean, the cost of living in Virginia shocked the hell out of me, man. Because I figured I was still in the South, and
Yeah.
I just don't think anything should be close to as expensive as New Jersey, because I'm expecting a whole lot, and that's just definitely different. And plus, it's a military, so you're catering to people with a pretty good consistent income, and
Yeah.
a lot of people in that Tidewater area, they can definitely afford that living. But
Yep.
yeah, Richmond, that's an extremely large city too. So that's you don't have problems like in Philly as far as parking, or there's a lot of suburbs in Richmond.
Oh yeah, yeah. The only problem we have with parking would be like downtown area, but the outskirts, everything else around the area, you really don't have too many problems with parking.
All right, no water restrictions.
No, no. I keep an eye on that too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, the only restrictions would be if it's privately owned companies that have their parking lots. I've only come across it twice. Yeah, twice, where I went to detail a customer's vehicle, and I guess maybe someone found out in this building. I think it was it was not a military building, but I think they do military contracts and government contracts, so they're pretty stingy on stuff. And the person came out and told me like, no, 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 you need to have this. You have to have a reclamation mat. You have to do all this with the water. And I'm like, I've never
Yeah,
heard of it.
yeah.
That's
I've heard that.
according to them in their language. So
Exactly.
yeah, so and that one, and then another one where a company just laid fresh pavement, and they didn't want us, spreading water and all that. So
Gotcha.
that's only been twice, but other than that, it's not a problem.
So was the plan from the jump that you and your wife were going to be a team, or I'm gonna let you do that while I get this consistent 9 to 5 until you get it good.
No, no, because we're in it together. She had
Man,
cleaning jobs.
that's
Yeah,
what's up, man.
she had cleaning jobs up north that we also did together. Like she cleaned homes, and I would join her with that when I wasn't working. So no, yeah, it was definitely the plan where we would do it together. Yeah, so
Teamwork, man.
we started right from the beginning together, and we still do it today. So
So how many years consistently have you been doing it then? And well,
well,
since you've been in Richmond.
it's we started in October of 2009.
Oh,
So
you're way past the threshold.
yeah,
Hell yeah, that's good shit. Yeah.
what is it? 8 years now, just over or a little over 8 years, something like that. Yeah. So I know time goes fast. It's crazy.
What was the biggest transition in the business as far as I want to go this route, let's purchase another van, or you know what big purchase came about, or was it just we're just trying to keep this consistent, we're not trying to expand, or what was a transition moment that was like, you know what, we've beat the 3 to 5 year threshold, and let's
Hmm.
just ride the wave. Like, when did that become comfortable? Because I know it had to be some Groupon. Did you do the Groupon Amazon local living social thing?
Yes, and you know what? That's a very interesting thing because their time, Groupon and Living Social and all that, they've had their day. They've had their time. Um,
Yes, I was a part of that. I was definitely a part of that, man. I mean,
yeah,
very thankful. Very, very thankful. A lot of people hated it, but I
yeah.
said, as a detailer, like, a lot of people would be like, "Man, how are you making it?" Because I tried to do this, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't for tips and people seeing me out there busting my ass,
Hmm.
like, my tips were able to pay for my employees. And yeah, like I told people, my goal was to get into your neighborhood. I don't care if it was for free or for discounted. I
Hmm.
knew I had a service where if I do good, it's like your barber. You're not gonna just play around with your hair in your
Hmm.
car. You just don't play. You get a mechanic. You get someone who's doing it, and that's the brand, or that's who you trust. Rather than a lot of businesses, yeah, you guys got a nice deal on the mill, but I'm only coming there for that, and I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people took the fall. But I told people, like, I'm just in a specific niche where I'm not jinxing myself, but we get great tips, and at the same time, like this isn't a shop. People are looking at you outside their window, bussing your ass, and I don't care. That plays a big role. Some people, I mean, offering you everything. Go to the
Hmm.
fridge in the garage, and it's like, when people literally see you out there grinding, no bathroom break, and then you get the the instant gratification generation. You get that it was shitty. 2 hours later, it looks amazing. Like, that's what people love, man. The instant gratification. But sorry for cutting you off. But yeah, explain that Amazon Groupon things, if you
Yeah.
engaged in it.
Yeah. So when Amazon, not Amazon, sorry, we didn't do any Amazon. It was just Groupon. Yeah, it was Groupon. So when Groupon first came out and they hit Richmond, and I guess when that company first started, they would hit, each city. And when they finally came to Richmond, I reached out to them. And interestingly, at that point, we were almost about to give up because I wasn't doing any type of advertising. I was just, like you said, going and putting myself out there, talking to people and trying to get it going. And hopefully, people would see us doing the work and it would grow from there. Doesn't always happen that way. So with Groupon, they reached out back to me and it was a long shot. I'm like, I don't know what this is. We'll see what happens. And they explained the whole thing. And at that time, they were only focusing on one business per day. So it was tiny. It was just small. So they weren't doing all these multiple things per day. It was just one company per day. And I thought that was kind of interesting. So when we ran the deal with them, I was actually watching it on the phone. Or it started like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh, there's like 10 people that bought this Groupon, and I think it was $100 worth, detail, like our express detail. And of course, it was priced at $50 or so, and then we get 24 bucks from that. So I had worked all that out in my head already, and I was ready for it. But man, the numbers started coming in. I started seeing how many people were buying it and adding up. I'm like, oh, this
Man,
is this is
yeah,
and
exactly. And they start calling immediately.
exact
Immediately.
that it was exciting, but also scary because I hadn't set up any type of scheduling book or anything. I was just writing it down on a piece of paper when calls came in, if they did. So all of a sudden, we're getting tons of calls. My phone blew up that entire day. It did not.
Yo, yeah, I'm glad I'm hearing this, man, because this is exactly how I felt, man. Everything you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. It just didn't stop. So I was trying to answer everything I could, and I was scheduling like crazy, and not taking into consideration distances and where people are and all that stuff. So the first Groupon that we ran, man, it was insane. But once we started actually redeeming them and working, it really did teach us how to work efficiently, and effectively to get the job done really, really well. I mean, I tried not to let anything go in these services and these details. I made sure to try to get everything that it said it was going to cover. So some took longer than others, but eventually, by like 6 months in, when things kind of slowed down with Groupon, because it was a year long Groupon, it would expire after a year. About 6 months in, it has kind of a dip, it slows down. And when it did that, then my wife and I were like, all right, we need to set up proper scheduling. We need to make sure that when calls come in, we need to have the certain days and times. We got to take into consideration the traveling, where they're located, and all that stuff. So even though, it was kind of crazy at first, it taught us a lot. We worked so much faster. We made a good routine with our working, that if it's kind of hard to catch that on camera, but I guess you might be able to see it in some of our videos, how I always start in the driver's side. She always starts in the passenger side. We work, crisscross around. We always do it the same exact way every single time. And it just breeds efficiency. So the Groupon thing helped. We did that 3 times within a span of 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. By the third time, then it started to hurt. And then we're like, okay, I think, and by then we're already getting calls from other customers, other people
Exactly.
from that. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, having a website makes a big, big difference.
Man, you could say that again.
Yeah, what I was doing was drawing people to the website from Groupon. Because when I saw the traffic, each time I ran a Groupon, I was getting thousands of people, thousands of hits a day to the website. And I think I'm pretty sure that's what really did it for us, because after the third time, we were getting calls consistently. I mean, every day, a few calls, and we were getting booked consistently, like 3 to 4 weeks out. So after that, I just stopped running Groupons, and I just kind of let that ride, and it hasn't stopped since then. So I think it was maybe like 2012 or so, maybe 13 is when we did our last Groupon, and when we kind of redeemed the last of the Groupons coming in. Um, and we've been riding off of that traffic ever since. It brought in so many people, so much traffic to the website, that it made it very relevant. And I think Google picked up on it and shot us up to the top eventually. Within a year or two, it just shot us up to the top. And I've never paid any advertising for our website or anything like that. My wife and I, we designed it ourselves. I took graphic design and photography in high school and in a tech school, and I use that to this day. So we design everything ourselves. We run the website ourselves, and I think think that's what did it. I mean, that, you know, the referrals and everything from good Groupon customers kind of made that base, and then the website. So that's really kind of where it started. But you know, for anyone to try to do that today using Groupon, it won't work. I think we got it right at the best point in Groupon's life, you know, when they started here.
Man, I'm yo, I'm so glad. I'm so glad someone's finally. I like the mason jar, man. I'm so glad someone's finally said something about this. I mean, it is about waves and catching on to a certain wave, man. Because I'm glad you finally got to say that, man. Because a lot of people talk down on it, but it's because people wanted to make so much money. But you should be thinking of, I just need to get in their car. I'm gonna get a call back, or out of 10 cars, I'll get 5 cars, I'll get 6 cars, and like you said, man. I mean, I was doing Groupon was my last. My first was Living Social called me, and then yeah, like you said, I was getting like, I remember the guy, I was looking like, man, how am I supposed to make money if you guys if you guys are gonna take my best service, you're gonna cut it in half, and then you're gonna give me 60. And I was just like, how's it supposed to work? And he's like, all right, do this, man. Up all your prices on your website. Then we're gonna cut it in half, and then because I thought a full detail was everything, but then he was like, you need to look at your competitors. And so I started looking at my competitors, and I'm like, okay, I have to do it like them. And like you said, your first Groupon, like my first Amazon Local Living Social or Groupon, it was like, oh man, I should have added a mile radius. I should have added third row seating. I should have added pet hair. I should have added, and it was like, oh my God, I got to take this L. And then, but I'm gonna get it right on the next one. And then I leave something out on the next one because I'm looking at the competitors like, okay, I see how this is going. I'm only gonna get so much, so I have to upsell. It's like upsells. I have to get you for the third row. I have to get you for the pet hair. I have to get you for the seats because I'm only recovering the floor. So I have to get you for, I was just doing what everybody else was doing. Yeah. Everybody else was doing this, and so I was like, "This is how I began to market," because I wasn't on YouTube. I didn't know anything, and it was just you run into certain things, and you just keep doing research because you're like, "I'm gonna run into this again. I need to have an answer," and so you just keep looking and looking. But that, I mean, that turned me into an animal, man. Those calls. The scheduling 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks out, you're receiving 100 calls the second the ad goes up because you're lucky because you were doing like part of the era where one at a time. I was part of the era. One goes down, one comes up, 2 go up, 3 go up, 2 go down, 2 are up. This guy sold 300 and this is my first day. Why is he still up? He sold 300. Everybody's gonna think he's the hot guy, but he's been on here for 3 months, or the 14 days, and now I'm only gonna get 2 days alone, but I gotta spend 12 days with him. Like, oh, I had to explain that to the people promoting because it just got to the point. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. Mobile detailing was hot. I mean, hot. I mean, you got multiple companies. I mean, rinky-dink companies where I'd be like, damn, this guy sold 200. I'm looking him up. I'm doing the research. I'm trying to find out who he is. And I'm like, damn, this guy sold 300. I'm looking him up. I'm doing the research. I'm trying to find out, like, but these guys are just regular guys that caught it at, they were alone. They got their promotion, got to go up alone, or there wasn't a promotion for 2 weeks, and now a detailer came in, and it was just to the point like, we're just going to put 3 detailers up because these guys are all selling so much damn vouchers. We're just going to throw them all up there. And I was just like, man, and it just got to the point, like you said, like you're getting regular customers because you couldn't wait to charge regular price. I was only getting, 60% of 69, 79, 89. But if I could just charge somebody $69, man, I was like, the neighbor would come outside, like, yeah, I'm running a special. They're getting it for 69. I can charge you 69. Like, yes, I get the whole 69. Like that was, it was like that, man. And then I'm telling you, that was like an era. Like it was an era, man. A lot of people look down on it, but It got me into your neighborhood. It got me into your business. It got me, it got me on the map. And
Yep.
and I knew the cheap price I was taking. Man, I'm looking way further past that. This is my time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
This is detailing. I'm also advertising, so people who didn't get a voucher are gonna come over. I mean, man, I'm just glad you brought that up, man, because that was a great damn time, man. But now it's just
Yeah,
it's
it's overrun. It's just
yes,
bloated. It's bloated with, and you know what? What's
yes.
sad is that we've had a lot of customers say, when are you going to run another Groupon? And we're like, no, we don't do that.
Oh man, I got people literally from 2-3 years ago
Yeah,
still calling, and I have to tell my girl, which she also plays a vital role in my business. My girl, I tell her like, yo, tell these people, no, 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 that was 2 years ago. That was 3 years ago.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I can't. That's you're getting over on me now. Like that's not right. It's a sunny day. Summer has started. You just thought about it. That thing's been expired for 2 years. I'm sorry.
exactly. Yep. I think I maybe had a few of those that called in, and yeah, I had to tell them no. Nope, not
Yep.
doing it anymore. But yeah, and it's sad too that I've caught a few detailers, dare I say catch, because they weren't real detailers. And they're
Oh
guys
yeah.
who are putting stuff together really quickly, and we
Yep.
can spot them. You guys can spot them, we can spot
Yep.
them. You go into their website and they're using other people's photos. They use one of mine.
Yep.
um, they used a couple of other ones that back in my detail forum days, when I used to just like scour those detail forums, I would look at every single picture. I actually caught a few guys in our local area that stole those pictures, put them up there, and said it was their work. And I called them out on it. And I actually would go back to the detail forum, find the picture, find the actual detailer whose picture it was, and tell him, send him a link and be like, hey, these guys are stealing your stuff. Because I hate that. I really, really hate that. Um, the only pictures that I have in my website that aren't mine are like the picture of wax bottles and the picture of the Mighty Light extractor that's generic pictures. Everything else, even the backdrop, the background, everything is my own. I kind of went nuts with that because I'm like, I don't want to steal anybody's stuff. I don't want to even have a picture of somebody else's stuff on there. Um, Even if it's innocent, I'm like, no. I want to make sure it's my own pictures up there, my own before and afters, even if it's just like a car or something. I want it to be something that I took a picture of or I did, because I respect other people's stuff. I respect other detailers who truly are detailers.
And you're being authentic.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be authentic and I don't want to be fake, and I think that's a big thing. And with Groupon, some of those guys doing that. And Groupon, it's not blaming Groupon. They don't know. It's the other detailer guys. I shouldn't call them detailers. They're just, car wash guys that are putting stuff together, and throwing it on Groupon and bloating it. And then I've had a couple of customers that are like, I got a Groupon before and they were horrible. They were mean. They were nasty. They blamed me for certain things. They actually yelled at me, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, and you can see it in the reviews. You can see it in the reviews too.
oh
They
yeah,
they they make that I still like might click on an old Groupon link and it still has my old reviews, which are all perfects. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of people were making money, and I would literally see companies shut down. I'm like, man, this guy. I just remember this company called Vinny's Mobile, and I was just like, man, this guy in Jersey was selling all the vouchers, and I'm like, I can honestly say there's no way in hell he's possibly making any money because, I mean, it's crazy. And then I would always go to the reviews, and people would be pissed. People would be giving out warnings. Don't do it. Don't go to them. They're not coming. They're overbooked. The guys suck. I mean, but people, man, they were running with that bag. They got that money, and
yep,
and I mean, a lot of people were getting away, and a lot of people were purchasing, and the prices were so damn good and cheap that people will purchase again. But they'd be like, man, thanks for coming, man. The other guy didn't come. I'll be
yeah.
like, man, this is crazy. But well, hey, it made me look better because I knew this is what I want to do. This is what I plan on doing. So it needs to be done right the first damn time, man. Or I
Yeah,
won't be doing what I would like to do, which is running a business and
yeah,
shit, just controlling my own destiny.
yeah, yeah. It is interesting, you know. And now I'm at the point now. Not that I say I like to do this, but when people call and they want a basic wash for like $20 or $50, we don't do that anymore. I
Exactly. Thank you, thank you,
I
thank
don't
you.
or I don't do it. We only do full details. And that started a few years, maybe like 4 years ago, where we got to the point where we were getting so booked solid. I started taking those services off our website, like our express detail that used to be like 150 or so. That's really um that's really what our basic wash and wax and vacuum is, even though we spend like 2 hours on it with two people. Um, I got rid of that because I'm like, it's kind of a waste of time because at the end of it all, I'm not doing carpet shampooing. It's just vacuuming. I'm brushing everything, but I'm not doing any type of stain treatment, no leather steaming, no upholstery steaming, no real clay barring or anything like that, no machine applied wax. It's just a spray wax. And at the end of that, I'm like, it looks good, but I want to do better. I want it to make it look better. So I got rid of that express thing, and I'm like, no, full details only. Like the work that I can do um, mobily, because now we have more services at our garage that I'm able to do more stuff and go crazy on it. But like the diamond service that we have, that's priced. That starts at 250. Um, but for larger vehicles, it goes up. Dog hair is something, and I think we might be. I think we might be changing um, our idea and charging dog hair. In fact, we might even. I don't usually do estimates, but if people like it's really bad dog hair, we might actually go look at it first and give them a price because we've given them a price over the phone, which I usually do anyway. But man, the dog hair jobs lately have just been really bad. They're just horrible. So
Yeah,
my wife,
dog hair job is like a scratch estimate sometimes, man. Like
exactly.
I cannot I can't take a picture. I'm not gonna put myself in that position because you're one scratch. I'll get there and be like, oh my God, you didn't see all the rest of these scratches? Like
Yeah,
it
exactly.
just wouldn't make any sense. I need to do the whole damn panel because I
Yep.
just wouldn't feel right. But yeah, the pet hair, I do have a package that has it where everything's inclusive. Where we're
Mhm.
talking about the baby seats, if you're just doing an interior, the baby seats, if you have pet hair or vomit or smoke car, there is an all-inclusive package. So, because sometimes people have so much, I'd hit you with so many fees. It's like, okay, we're just gonna go with this ultimate package, and a lot of people honestly know to click on that package because
Mm.
they understand their car looks crazy and they do have baby seats. They do have a pet. There's when I start steaming, there's gonna be urine under the baby. There's gonna be a urine scent under the baby seat. Probably it's like uh,
Yeah.
a lot of people understand what type of car they have, but I won't hesitate to let you know what type of car you currently have,
Oh
as
yeah.
far as the condition it's in. But like you said, I like what you're saying because you have a specific niche clientele. And it is what it is. When you start offering a full service, um, believe it or not, a lot of people they really just may want the inside, or some men just want the outside, but they take the whole damn package anyways because they want a full cleaning. But
Right. Right.
I like what you're saying because that just makes me more confident into actually going to that because I do have a standard detail, but it's like I've literally gone up every year, maybe twice, to the point now it's lovely because now I'm adding in. Um, I'm acting like every appointment might be going to Philly. Like I'm adding tolls. That way I don't have to hit people with tolls, hit people with mileage, hit people with this. Everything's pretty much included now,
Yeah.
and a lot of people who don't mind the price raise, they understand the quality because they probably already had the services. And let's not talk about word of mouth like that. Just that I'm just glad you don't have to pay for word of mouth because it's incredible.
Yeah. That's yep. Exactly. That is true. Yeah. And when you when we started raising our prices, and it's not really even raising our prices. I'm adding more services. You know, I'm doing more for the person, and I'm feeling now more justified to be able to charge those prices. And I don't really have people who gripe over the prices anymore. Some of them, even when they hear the prices, they're like, oh, that's really good. And then I think to myself, man, maybe I should raise the prices a little bit. But no, it's right at that sweet spot where if I need to do additional charges, great. But if we get a vehicle that we're doing our full diamond on, you know, we're getting 250 for it. But it's a well taken care of vehicle. It just needs some extra help. My wife and I can get it done within 2 hours, maybe two and a half. Um, and you've totally made your money doing that. I mean, that's great. That's like one morning, and we can go out, you know, to lunch after, and then hit our second job in the afternoon. Some days work out perfectly like that. And other days, you know, you got your crazy vehicles that you feel like you've undercharged or work way too much on, but it comes and goes like that, you know. So, um, but it does weed out the people that are the cheapos and the people who don't appreciate the hard work.
Very true. I mean that everybody wants this service, but everybody cannot afford it.
Yeah,
It is what it is. We all want it, but if you're used to the car wash and my price shocks you, you've never had a detail and you're 30 something, late 20s, and you never had a detail. Okay, I understand your shockism. I understand you being shocked, but you need to do your research and understand this is what it runs, and you actually like what you'll get. You can't let 100 times at the car wash sway your mind of what you think a detail was because they had the word detail in one of their packages. Like
yeah,
just because they had the word detail at the car wash doesn't mean you got to detail people.
exactly, exactly. Yep, yep. And the ones who call us, I'm happy to say, are, you know, like 95% of them are ones who do appreciate it. And I think, you know, that's another reason why I started the YouTube channel, is to show customers this is what you're getting also for that price. You know, you can see the transformation, before, not just before and afters, but during. You're seeing what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and I know I would appreciate that. I'd like to see work done that way and be like, oh wow, now I see what he did. That's how he did that. That's how he did that. Oh, that didn't come out completely, but he worked on it a long time. You can tell, and he's being honest about it and saying that won't come out, that won't come out, and things like that. And I think showing customers, showing people, I think it really does help when you show it on video, and you've done your best and everything, and then you honestly say, you know, with your professional opinion, saying this is what's realistic. And I think that helps customers a lot with those videos.
Yeah,
Man,
that's really, you know, that's really awesome, man. I actually, for the first time this year, twice, I've actually gotten a customer from him watching my YouTube videos. I got two customers that I actually went out and did work for. They was, you know, I also do lawn care, so it was two lawn care jobs. One was a pine straw job. One is was actually just mowing the lawn. But I actually picked that person up as a repeat customer now. But that it plays a role. I tell a lot of people. I tell a lot of people that, you know, be careful of what you put out on social media, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, because people are watching.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about it is Google and YouTube. Google owns YouTube, and I don't know if a lot of people know that, but there are some people that don't know that. So if you have a YouTube channel and you give somebody your card, and some people might just go and Google your business name. And if your business name is the same as your YouTube channel and they go to Google and do it, that's going to be the first thing that pops up. If
Exactly.
you don't have a website, if you don't have anything else, you know, you might have a Facebook that pops up or Instagram, but that YouTube is going to pop up if they go on to Google. It's probably going to be the number one thing. And,
Yep.
and if you got something on there crazy or something that's not consistent with, you know, the type of work you're doing, you know, it can freak people out.
Yeah.
And People need to know that social media, it goes all over the world. Everybody can see that. You know.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yep. Yep. And that's why I try to keep everything as professional as I can. I don't try to mix any other type of personal, my personal life with that. I just keep it strictly business, strictly detailing. There might be a little few details and things like that in my life that I'll share with that. But other than that, yeah, I just focus on the detailing, and I try to spread that across all the social media platforms that I do use. I'm not a huge Twitter user. Facebook, I'll post the videos and stuff and pictures and things like that. But YouTube now is my main focus, and I'm really trying to grow that, and add as much as possible to that, because that's exactly what you just said. That's the point. I want that to grow. I think that's the new, like, kind of commercial, thing that people are going to go to learn how to do stuff, to watch things happen, interviews, everything. Everything is going now to YouTube. It's growing tremendously. It's so growing so fast.
Yes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like, of course you see it. Ant sees it. Well, I'm not gonna say everyone sees it, but people need to understand that, like, when you're able to connect with people around the world, best believe you're connecting with your next door neighbor as well, or
Yeah.
your customers, because a lot of people are hitting me up, whether it's YouTube asking for help, or I see you on YouTube and I want to get my car done.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, like you said, man, when that Groupon's, with that traffic, because I'm pretty sure with Groupon's, even though I started with Living Social, one of the qualifications was you had to have a website. And so
Mhm.
the amount of traffic, and they would also give you analytics and everything at the end, like these people with this median range income are dealing with you, this age group. I mean, and I was just absolutely shocked. And the
Yeah.
website, it did big things, because all that traffic, I would wonder how people in North Jersey, an hour away, like, how'd you find out about me? About, oh yeah, through Google. And I'm like, wow, Google was right. I guess over time with the traffic, my radius actually did increase. And like I tell people, get that website, because that traffic over time, literally, like they said, wherever you're located, your radius will increase. And
Yeah.
and I'm getting calls from, like, wow, like they didn't see me on YouTube. Like, how, and like, I've never paid for advertising as far as through my website, as far as promoting it, maybe Facebook, Instagram, but never as far as just putting it out there, like, as far as like Google ads.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that wave of Groupons and Living Social and Amazon Local, that, I mean, that did its thing, man. Like, definitely
Yeah.
did its thing.
Yeah. I've definitely seen the range grow too in our area. I've even been out like almost 2 hours away. I think towards oh man, now I can't remember if it's Lynchburg. I've been here 8 years, but I still don't know all the surrounding areas in Virginia. But yeah, we traveled like almost 2 hours away once to do a job. We just spent the day there. It was a paint correction and sealant job. And I charged it, accordingly, which was he was totally fine with, because there was nobody out there that he trusted or that he wanted to do it. Um, yeah, we've definitely traveled some great distances around Richmond. It's crazy how that's grown over the years. Um, and it's also because they're in more rural areas, that nobody else wanted to go up there. So I'm like, oh, let's go up there. I'm going to charge travel fees and things like that. I got to make it worth my while, and a lot of them are okay with that. So yeah, we sometimes we'll travel up to 2 hours away, which is crazy.
Nah, not crazy at all. I'm glad someone's finally saying it, because I mean, like, that's just what it takes. Some people are willing to pay the price,
Yeah,
especially when you have the videos and YouTube page like you, or videos on your Facebook. People get to see what they're getting, and
yep,
that's why I love about it. I mean, I was just talking to Ant this morning about a contract that I just got with a bank, and one of the reasons why the guy called me was like, man, your videos. I mean, the bank was like, man, some of those videos look like our repo cars. Like, if you could do that, man, you could definitely do the company vehicles as well as offer employee vehicles as well. And I'm just like, man, this is, and this was off of YouTube, off of seeing what I'm actually doing, not showing the nice cars all the time, but showing trash or shit to sugar, basically. Like when people see that, they can think it actually looks like their car, most people's cars, especially women. And so
That's the
they can
average.
definitely relate. Exactly. They can relate. And so it's like, oh man, like, yeah, this guy, yeah, this guy's not playing. And I'm telling you, man, it is the new wave. Just like the Groupon's thing, this YouTube, it's going to be the go-to because people want to watch what they want. Everyone has multiple personalities as far as what they want to view on the channels of YouTube or anything now, because now it's whatever you want. It's instant gratification. So it's like, I don't want to wait for my show. I want to go to Netflix and watch a whole damn season today. People can do that. People do it all the time. And so this is going to be the go-to YouTube, and it's a good thing. Like you said, you're attempting to raise as far as the views and everything on your YouTube, because this is going to be the go-to, man. And I mean, cool for the world, but as far as your customers, they're definitely going to see it. And as far as being able to offer that before and after video package rather than just pictures on a business card, but to be able to offer that before and after, it can't get no better, man. As far as video.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That makes a big difference. You know, I really wish I'd started this a long time ago, at least a year or more ago, because I was already watching detailers who started their vlogs, and I feel a little bit like, man, I wish I had done it at least a year ago, so that I could have built up. You know, I feel like I'm a little late in the game. But I had to build up my nerve to do it because at first it's weird. You know, I was researching cameras, and then I was actually thinking in my head, okay, how am I going to do these videos? What are they going to be? I don't want to copy people. I don't want it to be a cheap copy of someone else's vlog or something like that. Because there are certain guys like White Details in the UK, AM Detail. These guys have been doing it for over, a year.
Yeah.
And I was watching them religiously because I loved the way that they did their videos. They were funny videos, but it was just showing like kind of like the day in the life of, and little details, that they would show. There was just a variety of stuff that they would put in their video, and the way they talked to the camera too, very professional, almost like they had rehearsed lines or something. So that's what I wanted to do. I was literally in my head before I started doing any videos at all, rehearsing in my head, like, okay, how am I going to introduce myself? How am I going to talk to people? How am I going to word things so that I'm not like going, just kind of fumbling in front of the camera. So I actually practiced a few times making mock videos before I actually started making the videos for real. But it finally took some time. It started slow with like little videos, mostly like no talking, just music and just showing stuff. And then I started getting a little bit more comfortable with it and then talking to the camera. And eventually I just did it. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start talking to the camera. Just keep it short, brief. I don't want to go into super lengthy explanations. But some videos I think I did blab on. But oh well. Maybe I was getting used to it and getting comfortable, which is good. But yeah, I want to keep the videos like that, like talking to a minimal, explain some stuff, and then on with the work.
Right. That type of thing is you'll figure it out. Either way, you got some people that do a lot of research, sit back, plan it out, and then they do it. But when I've noticed when those type of people jump in, they shoot through the roof
Mm-hmm.
because because they done worked out all the bugs and everything, and the person like me, and I didn't care. I just jumped in. I didn't care. I just jumped in and I figured it out along the way, and it's just gotten better and better and better. And but yeah, this YouTube thing is awesome, man. I've been looking at YouTube, man, for a long time. I can't remember what year I started watching it, but I was just one of those guys that had a page, no content, no anything, but to watch other channels and from hip hop. I'm a hip hop head. From hip hop to movies to different things, and then one day I just started, I was like, man, I want to make money online, and I'm looking around because actually I wanted to do like an online store. I didn't know anything about it, so I was just researching, and I was like, I wonder if those guys make money on YouTube because there's a lot of videos. I mean, I know they're just not making videos for nothing. I wonder if they can
Yeah.
make money doing that, and I Googled it and I was like, oh, you can make money off of it. So at the time I wasn't in the business yet. And I was trying to think of what type of videos can I do to it took me years. It took me like maybe 3 years before I can figure it out, like off and on, like thinking about it and then like getting frustrated and be like the hell with it and then come back to it. And once I was like, man, I can just film like what I do day to day. And I started looking at lawn care videos, and there was a lot of them out there. And and then I stumbled across some detailing videos, and it's a lot of people there too, but not like lawn care. It's a lot of lawn care blogs,
Interesting.
but the detailing it's like it's a small community. Um, you know, so I started doing that, and then it just started picking up. And but the hardest thing is to get the subscribers and to get the
Yeah,
views.
exactly.
And what I've noticed is that it's because you got some nice thumbnails, nice titles. That thumbnail will make you want to click it if it looks
Yeah.
nice. It'll make you want to click it, and it's a lot that goes into it. And then like when I received my first YouTube check, I was like, oh my God. And then I just started like I went through a point where I was just uploading. Just I got to the point where I was uploading 3 times a day.
Whoa.
Yeah, 3 times a day, man. I was uploading 3 times a day. And I just and it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I I slowed down, and now I do like maybe one video a month. You may see more lives than regular videos now, but I do like one a month. I work on it for weeks before I put it out. But that's one thing I've actually talked about it in videos that telling people that that this stuff is hard. Like people don't understand if you took the time to sit there, think of a video, think of some content, and get you some cameras. And while you're working on an actual car that you're getting paid for,
Mm.
film it, move the camera around, different angles. At the same time, remember this is a job now. You're actually working.
Yep.
Now you get done with it. You got to take it home and you got to sit up for another few hours or more editing it.
Exactly.
And people don't realize. And if you want a nice quality video, like it's gonna take time. Like this one guy, Damage Control. He's a detailer. He's new to YouTube. I don't know how long he's been detailing, but I know he's new to YouTube. And he actually made a video. It was maybe an 8 minute video. He said it took him like four or 5 hours just to do an 8 minute video, to edit it and to because he was actually because he has some other videos, they're good videos, but the one that he put the work in on, it's like one of the I told him that's one of the best videos I've seen as far as detailing.
Mm.
And it's different. And he put a lot of work in. I tell people, you're gonna respect that guy that's putting out 2 videos a week, good quality, if you ever just do one like that.
Exactly.
You're gonna respect that guy if he's consistently, because that takes some dedication, that takes some work. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I've been up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning editing videos. I've
Man.
done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's crazy when I really started getting into making the videos and editing them properly, the way that I wanted to make them look good. Yeah, it takes me not like 2 solid days or 3 solid days, but like in the evening time, like a few hours here and there. But if I combine it all together, maybe 4 hours per video, depending on the length. Um, and now I'm also getting to the point where I got to think about what I'm shooting also. Like think about not just letting the camera run for so long and then I just get like a lot of dead empty videos or something that just like was blurry or something and didn't run. I got to really think about if I put the camera here or here, run it for like a few minutes and then change. Run it for a few
Yep.
minutes, then change.
Yep.
Way I don't have just a bunch of dead video,
Yep.
not
Because
really.
people, but attention span,
Yeah,
people's attention span is short. Like if you look at if you look at Sporty's videos, I don't know if you ever watch any of his videos.
I'm going to now. I subscribe to
Yeah,
both of
but if you look at his videos, is it it's constantly changing. Like my when I saw his videos, I adapted that same thing. I started, maybe 4 or 5 seconds here,
you. Yep.
maybe 4 or 5 seconds here, because if I'm washing a car or cleaning a car, you get the gist of what I'm doing. I don't have to show you me doing the whole thing,
Right.
but it gets very, it got to a point where I was just like, man, I was on YouTube too much. I was just like, you know what? Let me fall back and let me do something. Let me do something different because I always want to do something that no one is doing, and it's just like in my business. Like I offer lawn care, pressure washing. They're all pretty much related, because people always ask me like if I'm mowing their lawn, they'll ask me, "Do you clean gutters?"
Hmm.
And I look at them and I'm almost fixed my mouth to say no, but I'm like I can clean gutters.
Hmm.
That's not hard to do. And so I started cleaning gutters, and I wanted to do primarily just lawn care and detailing, but once I got the pressure washer, then when I come do their car, they'll ask me, "Do you pressure wash houses? Do you pressure wash driveways?" And so I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna, that's why you see my name is A&A Professional Services, and I'm more of, I do detailing. I actually wash more. I actually wash more cars, but within the last like 8 months, I've been doing more detailing, and
Hmm.
I'm enjoying that more because it's more money into it, and the wow effect and the instant gratification, like when you get done with their vehicle and they come out and they're like, wow, it's like night and day, and I had people even hug me sometimes.
We've had that.
Yeah. And so now I'm starting to do that, but I'm more look at this, now don't get me wrong, I love what I do. I look at this as a business, and I don't get caught up in the titles and everything. So I changed my name. It was A&A Lawn and Mobile Car Wash Services, but I changed it to A&A Professional Services because I do so many things, and I
Hmm.
didn't want to get labeled into one thing. Like I don't want people to look at me and say, "Oh, that's the detail guy," or "Oh, that's the lawn care guy." I just wanted people to look at me like, "Oh, okay, he offers a lot of different services."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Also,
oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead, Sports. Go ahead.
Miranda, do you do anything specific, specialties outside of detailing?
Yeah. This is gonna be weird, but I do. I actually hand make men's ties and bow ties like formal wear. It's weird, I know.
Yo, that's
You
crazy,
can
yo.
you can do
Yo,
that. You
But
can
you know
do
there,
that.
you know
there's
why?
actually no, my bad. Go ahead.
It kind of came from necessity, um, because I like to dress up too, not for detailing or anything like that, but I'm also a Bible teacher. I'm a minister, so I dress up all the time. So, and I like bow ties, I like ties, and all that stuff. So, in the winter, like a couple of years ago, we slowed down. Like usual anyway. We slow down in the winter, not to a halt, but there'll be a few winter days, snowy days that there's no work. and I get antsy. And there's only so much I can do in my garage to my own car where I'm like, I need to do something. Um, and when I'm searching for like ties and bow ties and stuff like that, um, I have something in mind. I'm like, oh man, I really wanted this certain tie or bow tie, like a tweed bow tie that I couldn't find anywhere. And I went to a thrift store, which would, like we always do, we love to go to thrift stores. And I found this old sport coat. It was a tweed, like that old man tweed sport coat. And I'm like, that's the fabric that I want. I want like a bow tie or a tie made out of that fabric. So on started another phase that it's not really a business, it's just a little side hobby. And I do little shows here locally and sell at some little local shops. It doesn't make a ton of money or anything, but it is kind of like a little side thing. So I learned how to sew, which I'd never done before. Just taught myself, bought an old machine, taught myself how to do that, taught myself how to make a boat, like sew a bow tie, like how to do it properly, how to make a necktie, how to do it properly. I mean, everything from it. Um, and all of a sudden, I went OCD on that. So I learned how to make all this, and now I sell locally, and I have like a bunch of ties and bow ties that I make, and all sorts of stuff. So it's kind of weird. I'm like a detailer who does that, but it's the creativity side, it's the OCD side that makes me do that. I am actually also like since I had that painting business with with my wife's parents, I still do that at least for personal stuff of my own. I'm still a painter. Um, so I mean, there's still little things, little hobbies and stuff like that that I like to do. That I'm interested in. So it's detailing and it's bow tie and tie making. Go figure.
Yeah, but those type of things that it's people say it's weird. I laughed not because it's weird, but it just was unexpected.
Yeah.
But that's the type of things that because people will pay for what they want.
Hmm.
Detailing is a luxury. It's a luxury.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, because some people, you got a lot of people that just run their car to they won't ever call you. They'll run their car through a car wash. They
Yep.
look at, they even if you call it detailing, you're telling them you're going to be claying, polishing, waxing, compounding. You saying all that to them, it's still a car wash to them,
Exactly.
and it's a luxury. So um, it's we're selling what people want and what some people may need, but those ties and everything, you can actually really get rich off something like that. It's you can really get rich off something like that, and it's the weird things and the things that people don't think about.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
makes you stand out above the rest because you're doing something that really a lot of. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other people out there that's doing it, but I guarantee you don't know many people that's making ties.
Yeah. Yeah. And not in this area either. And I started slowly and I wasn't gonna try to grow it aggressively or anything like that. I just let it grow naturally. Or organically, as I like to call it. And I had friends and family buying stuff um and then I think I just started going to stores locally in the area. Um, we Richmond is kind of neat. It's a big restaurant city. It's a big beer brewing city. They love their handmade craft, artisan made stuff. There's actually like festivals and maker fests that we're actually a part of. That we go there and we make stuff on site and we sell it on site. We're part of the RVA Fashion Week show, which we're actually doing this weekend. So we'll go there and sell our stuff, and we even have some of our stuff on the runway that the guys wear, like their formal wear stuff. But that just kind of all grew organically and slowly, which I kind of like it doing it that way because the detailing is my main bread and butter. That's my main business. But it's just kind of fun to see this other little side thing kind of grow. And now we're in more stores, and I got to actually start making more stuff because I'm running low. But I like to see that grow like that, and people show the interest in it and discover it and enjoy, the stuff that we make. So it's just kind of a weird, cool side thing that we do.
That's cool. Like you mentioned your wife several times during the interview. What role does she play in the business?
I mean, it's 50-50. It really is. Without her, there are some guys who detail alone. I don't know how they do it. Even as much as I love detailing, doing certain things alone without her there, I hate it. I actually begin to hate it because like interior detailing is a chore. It really is. It's difficult to do it right, to get it really really well. Sometimes I'll miss stuff if I'm doing it alone, which I rarely do. If they come to us, sometimes she'll have the day off and I'll do the whole car myself. But man, when I'm doing the inside, it's like little things that she usually catches, I'll miss, I'll forget. And I have to go back and I'm like, man, why is this taking me so long? It's because she does half of the work. So without her, man, it would be
So
horrible.
she's a better interior. She's a better interior detailer than you are.
She does a lot of the interior stuff. Like you see me do carpets and the vacuuming and dusting, but she does the actual leather cleaning. She does the bulk of the actual upholstery cleaning. That's her specialty. That's her thing. She'll do the glass. She'll do everything else that I don't get a chance to do or skip or whatever when we're crossing. When we both start on either side of the vehicle and we're crossing and we'll tell each other like, hey, I didn't do that. We pick up after each other. We hit the spots that each of us will.
Right.
So man, she is vital, 100% vital to running this company and running this business.
The paperwork is she like really hands on with the paperwork, or is this something
No,
both of you guys do?
no, actually, that part I do.
Okay.
Like the taking of call, like she used to take the calls and stuff like that. Every once in a while, she'll take calls and write the schedule. Everything else, even the videoing stuff, like sometimes I'll be like, hey, can you hold the camera for a second while I do this and this and this? And she'll do that. But she's like, no, 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 I want to focus. She just wants to do the detailing.
She just want to do the work, right?
Yeah, just wants to do that. She doesn't view this as a waste at first. It was like, why are you doing this? Why are you starting this? And I try to explain. But now, she sees it.
Right.
Now I see it even more. How important it actually is to do this. Um, but no, I'll do all the other paperwork and stuff like that. But no, she focuses on the detailing aspect, and man, really really helps out.
Yes. We actually have a they're not on here tonight. I think Christy stopped by, but she I don't think she's on here anymore. But G Works, his wife actually, helps him out there. She actually sometimes while he's at work, she'll be actually doing cars for him.
Whoa,
And it's and there's not it's not many, husband and wife teams in this. You usually, it's usually, the guys out there and the woman's at home or she has a 9 to 5 or something like that. But that's really dope, man. I like I like to see that, like, actually out there getting it in, because it's like, I mean, you're going through it, she's going through it, y'all understand each other, is because sometimes I used to be a cop, and I remember when I first got in the police department, our trainers would tell us, if you have girlfriends, if you have wives, take them on a ride along so they can see what it's like. So when you're talking to them on the phone and you're telling them what's going on, they can kind of see
hmm.
they can kind of envision, like, yeah, yeah, they can kind of know what's going on or whatever. And it kind of, it just kind of eases them a little bit. I think that's kind of like the same thing with the same thing with you guys doing it, because it's good that, husband and wife can share that same, at the same time they can share that.
Yeah.
I think that's really dope, man, because that's probably one of the main reasons you're successful,
Oh,
because
totally.
of
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Yep. And it's interesting. We've even had customers like, "How do you guys work together? Isn't it difficult and all that?" I'm like, "Yes, some days are, but but mostly no. It's drawn us way
Yeah.
closer together because we used to work separately.
Right.
And I remember those days before we moved down here. Um, and now that we do this together, oh, it's just way better. It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah,
Two
I mean,
people, two people focusing on the same thing.
oh yeah, yeah.
And
It's really good, and it's pretty cool because we learned together too. It wasn't like I knew more than her. You know, I knew some stuff about paint and things like that, but everything else we learned all of this together, which is really cool. So we grew together, learning all of this business stuff. So yeah, definitely 100% vital to this detailing business.
you got anything, Sporties?
Oh, I think
Yeah, any big plans for expansion? Like a shop or car wash one day, or we got this has about 5 more years left in it, or like is there any like long-term plan you got in mind?
yeah, and it's interesting. And it's a little different than what a lot of business people like will think, because I've had guys ask me, like actual business and financial advisors ask me, like, you know, how are you going to grow, how are you going to hire people, are you going to get bigger? And I've really thought about this, and I kind of came up with the motto: I don't want to get bigger, I want to get better. I don't want to have employees, and that's maybe a personal thing for me, because I can be kind of a control freak. Like I want to make sure things are a certain way, and I need to double check it. I need to be there. I need to do it. Um, so when I say get better, not bigger, the shop route is maybe what I want to do, but I need to. That's the hard part. I want to be able to find a place that I can actually afford, um, and just do like one car per week, you know, like have a car just there, and I do as much as possible to it. One customer a week.
Yeah,
That's my
like white details, right? That's
easy.
yeah, man. That's comfortable and fun and relaxing and your own time. And man, you can see it all in them, man. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
can see it in each and every step of the process. Like it's enjoying, man. Like
Yep.
man, I could just see it, man. It's well worth it. Take your time, which means you're just gonna put way more into it
Yeah.
because you have the time. It's almost you can almost achieve perfection.
Yep. Yep. And that's what he does. You know, that Jim from White Details. That's what he does. I'm so impressed with his, you know, with his ability and his service. It's incredible. So that's really my goal. I know he took on another friend of his that he has do work, but for the longest time, you know, it was just him. And I love that. I love that he can have that car there for a week and do everything possible to it. And I even like how he like takes breaks in his vlog and shows how he's like, oh, I'm gonna have a cup of tea, I'm gonna eat a cookie, I'm gonna relax a little bit. All right, back to work. And his work, because of that, because he's relaxed and enjoying it, he's got the time. His work is, I've got to say, it is the best I've ever seen. So it's that taking your time thing that really makes a big difference. So that's my goal. It's not to get bigger, it's to get better, to get to that point. I've toyed with the idea of like, hey, why don't we get like those laser washes or something like that? And then I quickly dismiss it because I'm like, no, 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 I don't want that. I want to do the work myself. I want to keep it, you know, that reputation that we have. But I'd love to have customers come to us like that. I have a garage, but this is a place that we rent. So I got to think kind of short term for our place right now. But we might be able to get a house later on, maybe buy a house that has a garage, and then I would set it up permanently, like like that shop, you know, and work my way into, you know, getting a jack and making doing like, you know, the wheels off details, and just being able to focus on one vehicle a week. So that's my goal right now, is to be able to get to that point.
Yeah, that would be sweet because I'd be up at night with the boombox, 2, 3 in the morning,
Oh
just doing the car just because I can. Like, let me let me just do 2 doors and
yep,
just. I mean, that's yeah. Like I said, you can almost achieve perfection just
yep,
because of the time alone.
exactly. It's kind of a peace of mind thing too. You're feeling relaxed and you're enjoying it, and you take your time. And you know, I've already started to do that in my work because when I started doing paint corrections, um, I'm like, man, how can guys spend like 50 hours on a car doing a paint correction? Now I see how they can. You know, and I still don't do that to this point. Like it'll take me a full day to just cut, you know, just to compound the exterior of a vehicle. It'll take me a full day, which before, like years ago when I first started, I could, I would do a full 2 stage, 3 stage paint correction in a day. And I'm like, how the heck did I do that? I know I must have been missing some stuff or not really getting it exactly the way that it should be done. It looked good, but now that I think back on it, I'm like, man, I spend way more time now on just cutting, not even polishing. I'll cut one day, polish the next, and spend like 2 to 3, days doing a paint correction and coating. Um, so now I see, if I really took even more time and I had a jack and I could jack up the vehicle and get every single square centimeter of the vehicle, I see how it could take 5 to 7 days easily. But yeah, I mean that mental thing is starting to happen now where I'm getting more and more of a perfectionist with paint corrections and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was watching your videos, and when I saw you had that headlamp on and you was all in that paint like that, I said, man, this guy's serious.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's serious because like when I see people like that, I'll be like, man, there's something wrong with me because I'm not that deep into it like that. At least I haven't gotten there at this point, but I'd be
Yeah.
looking like it's something wrong with me because like I mean he I mean you was in it. It was a Mustang. It was a red
Oh,
Mustang you was
red
doing.
one. Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, it came out nice.
Yeah, it really did. And there's still things I want to invest in one of those little, like, 1 inch to 3 inch polishers, either like the Roots
Right.
or one of those things. Because already I can see like there's some things I couldn't get to.
You couldn't get to, right.
Yeah, and it bugs me. So I'm like, now I'm getting crazy. I'm like, now I need to get one of those and start getting into that, all those little tiny, tiny, tiny areas.
Oh yeah.
No,
Other than I'm sorry, sports. Go ahead.
no, I was letting them know. Like I completely understand because I'm feeling the same way. Because when you get into cars with contours, grooves, and everything, like man, usually I might have to do it with hand, but
Yeah.
like I would love to have that 1 inch, 2 inch pad, or it looks real good, and plus it'd just be easier and it adds to the arsenal because you're always trying to achieve perfection, and it could literally just take a tool and the right tool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Yep. Yeah, I've,
Yeah.
I've seen that when I switched over from Porta Cable to the Roops polisher. Man, that made a huge difference.
Also, are you are you a specific brand, man?
No, not really.
Yeah, chemicals or machines?
No, not really. I like my Roops polisher, but I've looked into the other like no name brands, on Amazon on eBay, and I've seen reviews on those, and they're like these are just as good. So I'm not really like sticking with one thing like that. But I use a variety of stuff. If it works, if it's affordable, and if I can get it, either on eBay or Amazon, um, I'll give it a try. I love Meguiar's, of course. I use a lot of chemical guys. I use a lot of 3D and HD, and then a bunch of other stuff, in between all those different products that I've tried over the years, and I've stuck with some. Others I've ditched. So, yeah, I like to try all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Fact.
So other than like what was that Groupon? What
Yeah.
other ways did you advertise?
Trying to think now. There have been not really advertising, but there have been some companies that will call to try to get you to do one of their like loyalty card things. Like we had years ago, we got a call where it was, I think it was Perks card or something like Perks loyalty card.
Okay.
Um, and the person called me up and saying like this one company is going to use this is all for their employees. It's like 5,000 employees. You pay $1,000 basically for the year, and you will be their dedicated detailer. And I bought into that, unfortunately, and it did nothing. We spent $1,000. And I even went to the company and I'm like, hey, I'm the detailer that's on your Perks card and blah, blah, blah to introduce myself. And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. So I think I was roped into that scam and spent like
Wow.
$1,000 on it. So that kind of
Wow.
taught me, I'm like, I'm very, very
Wow,
wary of
that's
any
crazy.
type of, yeah, any type of advertising. I'm very wary of. I've done a little bit of Google ads and stuff here and there, but mostly that's it. I really I don't do any advertising now, and I didn't do any advertising in the past, really. It was just Groupon. That's all. That was the only thing that I
Wow. So
used.
how many when you're out there working, when you're actually out there in the field, how many business cards do you pass out?
Oh, I would say at least it can range depending on our location. Like if we're in a person's personal home, of course, you're not going to get anything because you're there, but it's private. But if we're going to someone's work or something like that, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10.
Hmm.
Yeah, people walk by or people see us from the windows
And
and
then
stuff.
out of that 5 to 10, you might get one or two people that may
Yeah.
actually call you from that.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So that definitely is good. And you've seen the truck. I guess that's advertising. It's not like a video ad or a paper ad, but the graphics on the truck, that was one thing that I wanted to have.
Moving billboard.
Yeah, exactly. That's gotten us work. That has definitely gotten us work. Yeah.
Um, well, do you monetize your videos?
I'm trying. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscriber
Oh,
thing.
you have to have no, you don't have to. Is that
Yeah, they
they
changed
changed
it.
that?
They changed it recently. Yeah, and
Oh,
actually, I was already eligible to monetize. I think I was waiting for some other little thing that they needed. And I reached that point, and they were. It's kind of dumb. They were actually, looking into it, and there was a waiting period. And they're like, okay, we're analyzing your channel, and at that point, that's when they changed. And I saw some emails, and I saw some other
mhm.
videos. They're like, they're changing, they're monetizing, you know,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
whatever. And
If you're not putting out any content, like if you go a long period of time, well, no,
yeah,
no. I think I think views. If you're not getting a certain amount of views for a certain amount of time, then
yeah.
if you're monetized, they'll cut it off until you get back to that.
Oh, okay, that makes
I
sense.
yeah, they'll do that, and I think now, so now they're saying, well, you got to have 1,000 views to monetize your videos now, because in the past you can have no subscribers and you can still monetize your
Oh, no, that'd be nice. Yeah, they're getting strict about it.
right.
Um, so yeah, our hours viewed, like they needed, you need to have 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers by a certain amount of time. So we've already way surpassed the hours, so we're like in the five
Right.
something range.
I saw you
And
was at like seven, almost like maybe 700 to 800.
yeah, I think I'm like at, let me see here. I think it was like 850 or 860 now.
Okay. Yeah,
So it's steadily growing though. It's
yeah, you'll be there in another month.
Oh
Because
yeah, I think maybe
it's
even
yeah, maybe sooner than that.
sooner.
Because
Yep.
your content is really good. Those thumbnails, because this time of year what goes on is people are thinking about getting into the business because it's spring,
Yeah.
summer is coming. So people are sitting at home like we did years ago,
Yeah.
Googling, YouTubing, and they're running across your channels, and then they just start watching and watching, and you get comments, and before you know it, you're not paying attention. You go back and look, and you was like, "Wow, I had 700 the other day. Now I got eight this." And
Yeah.
but I remember I hit my spurt when I started uploading a lot. Like I was telling cop stories. I was giving tips, and I was making vlogs. And I'm talking. I was doing, like I said, I was doing 3 a day, just dropping them, dropping them, dropping them. And I was just looking at my subscribers. They was jumping up like. It took me 18 months just to get, it took me 18 months, I think, or maybe longer to get 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And then it took only, and then, okay, January 2017, sometime in January, that's when I hit 1,000. January 2017. From January 2017 to now, I did like another 3,000.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a huge jump.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I was constantly, and it looks like you're putting out maybe 3 a week or 2 a week.
I'm consistently 2 a week now. Yeah, Mondays and Fridays.
2 a
I
week.
might do I
Yeah.
might do more once I start
Right.
getting busy, but I think
Right.
already at this point, like it's difficult.
And but see, the thing is that I actually did a little research on you. So you started it like you started 6 years ago. I think your first video was 6 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And and like I was telling Sporties, I was talking to him, and I said, it looks like within the last few months or maybe a little longer, you've been consistently uploading. And I'm pretty sure that your subscribers had jumped tremendously once you started uploading.
Yep.
But the
Oh
thing
yeah.
is, is that what the you guys out here that want a big YouTube channel and want to gain views and subscribers, it has to be good content.
Yep.
It has to be good content. You just can't upload videos and upload videos and upload videos with no content. Because if you consistently putting out bad videos, those few people that subscribe to you, they may not unsubscribe, but they're gonna stop watching. They're not gonna click you when you pop up in the recommended. They're gonna stop watching.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's the key. Because I saw that, I was like, wow. Because I was looking at, I'm like 6 years and only 800 subscribers. And then I started just looking. I was like, wow, but he started making a whole lot of videos within the last, I'm like, okay, here he's moving on up now. But you got some real good videos.
Thanks.
I've been seeing you in my recommended all the time. In the beginning, I wasn't clicking on anything. I started clicking on it and watching it. Then I clicked on another video, and I'm like, man, me and my wife sat there and watched one night, watched the whole thing, and she is funny because her attention span is short. She don't, it's like she, if she look at the video, she looks down, she looks down at the time, and if it says 30 minutes or 40 minutes, she'll be like, oh, I'm not watching that. That's too long. But even before she even see the video, but I was watching the video and I said, yeah, I was like, I'm going to interview this guy. And so she was watching. She sat there and watched the entire thing. She didn't look at the timer, but she watched the entire thing, and she was like, "Man, that's a good video." You was like, and then my son was making fun of me. I got an HD camera, but he was like, "Nah, his is HD P60 or something." He was saying because it was so clear, and it was kind of like your eyes were the camera because
Yeah.
it's like if I'm looking at it, it's like I'm cleaning the car myself, and I'm like, man,
Yep.
that shot is so dope to me. I'm like, wow. I was like, I might have to steal that one from him, man. I might have to
Oh yeah.
because it's nice, man. I'm like, wow, that's a nice video, and I like to see that when I see something different like that, man. I immediately click the subscribe button, and I'm watching, man. It's I think I stayed up. No, matter of fact, me and her watched the Mustang. That's the one that we
Oh,
watched.
cool.
We watched the Mustang, and then I watched the one that you was. because I could tell. I was like, man, this guy, he is not happy with that Ford. I can tell
Yep.
he's not happy with that Ford because he was just like, and I was looking at him, I was like, it's not gonna come out, man.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you those, and me and Sporty talks about this Chevrolets, Fords. What's the other one? Sport? Is it Mazda?
Well, you're probably thinking of the word Malibu.
Malum. Yeah, those Malibus,
Whenever a customer says Malibu, you say,
man.
does it have to do with the seats?
Oh
Yes.
I'm
man.
telling you, man.
Yeah. Yep.
And just like you were saying, I heard you talking about the foam and how the stain gets stuck in the foam,
Oh yeah.
uh, and how when you clean the surface stain, the stain in the foam releases and it just comes right back. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah. I
that
hate
just sounds
wicking. Yep. Yeah, and that's why I'm like careful too. My wife and I have learned over the years, if you're using an extractor, because some people are like, no, you need to use an extractor to get all that out. Doesn't always happen because
right.
you use an extractor like crazy, and you think you've got it all,
And when it
and
dries,
when it dries, it pulls it back up. So, and many people have different ideas and theories. They're like, well, maybe you're using too much water or whatever. I'm like, it all depends on the fabric and the stain.
fabric.
An extractor is going to put out more water than a steamer anyway.
Yeah.
So if you use a steamer, use least amount of water possible, and you just clean that surface. Get the surface clean because no matter what you do, the more water you put into it, it's just going to keep wicking it up. So you just got to keep wiping it and dry it as fast as possible. But you know, that's just those horrible seats. I hate them.
Yeah, and those and Mercedes, BMWs, Nissan Maximas,
Mm.
they come out perfect.
Yeah, their carpet is really nice.
They come out perfect, man. I mean, it makes you feel like you're just a superior detailer when you when you clean it. Those
Oh
things
yeah,
come out perfect, man.
there's certain cars like I think the new Honda Civics, I think even the new Honda Accords,
Yep.
um, some of the new Toyota Camry,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
some of their fabric is garbage. Like their
Yeah.
carpet, it's almost like trunk fabric.
Yeah.
Like they're using trunk fabric everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are they doing? If they gets trashed or you get sand in it, you're done. Forget
You're
it. You're gonna spend
done.
hours in the front seat
that's
alone.
that's that's the new thing, man. I gotta steal that one. Trunk fabric. That's exactly that's exactly
What it
what they're
is.
Who
using.
who wants
Trunk
to buy
fabric,
who
man.
wants to buy a brand new car? Either if it's Honda or Toyota, those are still good cars. But if you buy,
Ma Mazda.
yeah, the Mazda. Oh, same with Mazda. That's right. Oh man, we've done a few Mazdas, but
That
same.
carpet, that fake
Ugh.
behind carpet, man.
Yep. Yep. Like who wants to buy a car with trunk fabric throughout? Doesn't make sense. But
Trunk fabric.
ugh.
There's no fiber. There are no fibers to clean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the more aggressive you are, it starts ripping it apart. So you can't use a pumice stone on it. You can't go aggressively with a brush because it'll just start to, the fibers will just start to come apart.
Wow.
Uh, yep.
All right, man. But I'm glad you was able to stop by, man. I appreciate you stopping by. It was an honor, man.
Hey, well,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for having
Thank you.
me on. That was really fun.
Yeah. If the interview will be recorded. It's being recorded, so you can actually go back and you can look at the comments and stuff like that, and who all was watching.
Oh yeah.
You can actually, if you look at your computer and go on my channel, but you have to turn the volume down because it's a delay and it's real weird.
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
Yeah, but you can actually see the comments because it's live on YouTube right now. And
Cool.
we had up to like 21, 22 people watching at one time, and you had people commenting and stuff like that.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, right. Yeah, people in there commenting and talking and whatever. But man, it was an honor to have you on here, man. I'm
Thank you.
gonna be doing more videos like that. I'm gonna continue to watch your channel. Do you have you can plug your website, you can plug anything you want to right now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Our website, simple, mirandadetailing.com. And with the name change, it's interesting, like what you went through with your name change. Like
uh,
it was Miranda Detailing. It's still Miranda Detailing, but then I changed it to
uh,
Miranda Mobile Auto Spa.
Spa.
Um, I might be changing it again, like if to transition into, doing cars more in my garage and things like that. It might change into just Miranda Auto Spa or something like that.
Right.
But you can find that across the social media. I think our Facebook, which I think I need to kind of refine a little bit because I think I have like 3 different Facebook names out there, like 2 Miranda Detailing ones and then one personal one that they're all attached to. But if you just type in Miranda Detailing, if you just Google that, you'll see all the social media stuff on there also. So, and I try to update stuff as much as possible. But like I said, YouTube is my main focus right now. So you can just find us on there pretty easily.
Okay. All right, man. Is there anything else you want to say? You want to put out there?
No, hey, I want to thank both of you guys. I subscribe to your channels. I'll be checking them out as the days go on.
Right.
I want to thank you guys for having me on here and chatting. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. We was glad to do it, man.
Yeah, you take it
Uh,
easy.
Yeah, you too.
all right.
All right, guys. You guys have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, take care.
Uh-huh. You still there, big dog?
Nah, man.
DC subscribe. See in the chat. I saw Christy came in. She was like, "You okay, A&A?" I'm like, "What's up, Christy?" She must have jumped off, man. Let me see. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can get G-Works on here, man. But he been MIA for a while. But yeah, I'll get with him later, man. But it's a dope interview, man. It's funny, man. It's funny you got other people from other walks of life and that experience this same thing, man. Like he just said he just picked up and just jumped into something, dropped everything and just started over.
Hell yeah, man. Shit, when you got to get new jobs all the time, man, that's what you're doing, starting over.
Right.
I mean, shit.
Yeah, let me see what in the chat, man. Everybody probably gone. We only got 10 people watching. Let's see. Okay, Miranda Mobile Detailing. He's what's going on? DC Auto Detailing. What's going on, man? We got Acme. What's going on? Shouts out to Acme Lawn and Morning Lawn Care. Who else was in here? Was in Rod Cotton Gang, Christy Cortez, Sean Brown. Five Sponge in the towel, man. These people probably not even in here no more. All right, big dog. Till next time, man.
All right.